This player has got insane aim and movement, but keeps losing fights they should win. I broke down their gameplay frame by frame and found the one mistake costing them matches. If you're a decent player stuck at your rank, you might be making this exact same error. By the way, the gameplay was submitted through my Discord server and I will be reviewing more subscriber clips just like this. If you want your gameplay featured and coached in a video, join my Discord. The submission form is pinned in the announcement channel. Link is in the description and pinned comment. Now let's go and break down what's actually going wrong. So the first, let's say, student of this coaching series will be VoidPlanet. I asked if there was anything specific I needed to focus on, and Void replied with, I quote, "My movement and aim is pretty good, but I feel like I'm lacking game sense." Alright, let's see the gameplay. Starts the game with AR, revolver, Scythe and Medkit. It's a really good combo. First thing I noticed in Void's gameplay is the use of Scythe. Many people do this, including me at times. As soon as you quick melee and pull your Scythe out, you instantly dash, which makes the weapon pull out animation longer. But if you pull out the Scythe, wait a little bit and then dash as soon as it's about to disappear, you can pull out your weapon much quicker. It's a really interesting mechanic that many good players use. Void starts the round with clean tracking. You can see that the opponent dashes on the exact same wall, just on the opposite side. The reason why both of them hit almost every shot is because of the mirrored movement. If you take a close look, you can see how both of them strafe at the same time in the same direction. This way, they don't need to create any mouse adjustments, which allows both of them to just hold left click and move. This is what we usually call movement aiming. The only reason we pop a medkit here is because the other guy went down to reload, which gives us time to either reload the weapon or just heal. It was risky dashing back on top because the enemy did the same thing before us and he knew our position. Pulling out a revolver here is a wise move considering the opponent was literally one shot, but right here it's pretty much a 50-50 whether you're going to land your shot or not. Void still pushes aggressively without even reloading the AR, which isn't really ideal. Now what happens if you don't hit the rest of your revolver shots? Thankfully for Void, the enemy was a bit lost, got stuck in some movement, which gave Void some time to reposition and reload the weapon. In the second round, Void doesn't push the same spot, which is really smart, while the opponent instantly dashed to the exact same side as last round, just on the wall behind. By listening to the audio, we know where the enemy is, so we dash up from the unexpected position and catch the enemy off guard. Honestly, both of them had time to pop the medkits. If I was Void, I would just stick the medkit here because the enemy was far away, and once I do that, I would reposition since the medkit sound effect will reveal my position. The opponent doesn't hear Void dashing up, which gives us the advantage. We can line up our crosshair and take the first shot. The only logical thing for the enemy here is to either move away or dash up. Void knew that and expected the dash. He had a little bit of advantage there, but it was definitely a risky fight. I don't think I would do anything different here. Void did reposition as soon as the enemy spotted us, so it wasn't hard to throw the enemy off. In the next round, we go to the same side but a different wall. This could work in some cases, but if the enemy is like this guy who's been dashing to the same wall for the past 3 rounds, I would definitely try going somewhere else to throw him off, or I would take the grenade instead of a medkit and just throw it at the same spot. He also saw us while we were going through the window, so he definitely had the advantage of landing the first shots. Though, looking at the footage, Void did land the first shot but still lost the fight. I did mention this in one of my previous videos. Most of the fights like these, where both sides can move and aim well, will end up in a 50-50 duel, which isn't really ideal if we want to win. If I was Void, I would definitely fake Scythe first and then Scythe on top of one of the walls on the left side. Sure, you can fight the 50-50 duel again, but you will know exactly where the enemy is and catch them off guard. If you are at a certain distance, you can also easily jump down and reposition to pop a medkit if needed. By jumping in the opponent's face like this, we can't get out of a losing fight. We will either get chased down or there will be nowhere to run. In the 4th round, Void notices that the enemy always moves to the same side, so we take a grenade out, like I mentioned in the previous round, and throw it at the exact same spot that the enemy is dashing to. Unfortunately, the opponent had a good position and switched sides. We heard the Scythe, but we couldn't tell where it was coming from, so the enemy caught us off guard. Thankfully, he missed some shots, which gave us time to go down, reload, and reposition. Now, if this was me, I would be playing low ground with this amount of HP. I would fake my Scythe, listen to sound cues, and hug cover here, because all it takes is like 3 shots to die and we really want to avoid that. Void here dashes on top, takes a risky duel, does some really nice damage and instantly goes down. We're still 1 HP, but our confidence is so high that we just dash back there and take a fight with Exogun without even reloading our AR. They were both low and the worst possible thing you can do here is just dash up and take another duel. We did it once, we're lucky that the opponent couldn't land shots on us, but we still decided to go back up without even taking time to think or reload, which we must avoid. I feel like this is a simple mistake we can learn from. Instead of dashing up where we're the most vulnerable, I would definitely recommend playing low ground with that HP. By hugging cover, you can land so many shots without even being hit, just by popping up from the most unexpected spots. If you guys struggle with positioning and hugging cover, make sure to check out my positional guide. We go back to Medkit in the next round. The opponent dashes to a different wall again, but we did something unpredictable. Now, right here, the opponent was expecting us to pop from any of the walls near our spawn, but Void decided to go to the same spot he went for the past 3 rounds, which could be a big mistake, but in this case, the enemy didn't expect it at all. Unfortunately, we missed a lot of our shots, switched to our secondary while the opponent was reloading, and ran away as soon as we ran out of bullets on our secondary as well. We knew the enemy was lower than us, so we dashed back to take a duel. Now, right here, the enemy was pre-firing that exact same wall we wanted to dash to. It was probably not the smartest decision to go up there, but Void caught the timing when the enemy stopped shooting and secured the kill. In this case, I would probably dash to the platform in the middle, but overall, good round for Void. Sixth round, back to the wall we dashed to in the first round. The opponent dashes to the same wall he dashed to in the second round, so we take a duel. Now, we could barely see the enemy walking towards the right side, but obviously, it's really hard to spot that. It's much easier in slow motion. We couldn't hear any sound effects because both of them popped their medkits, so both of them were taken by surprise there. We got damaged by the Scythe, lost track of the enemy, and lost the duel. Honestly, I feel like Void didn't do anything necessarily bad in this situation. We repositioned all the way to the other side, which was smart. Unfortunately, the audio cues were blocked by the medkits and the fight took an unexpected turn. If the enemy went all the way to the left, we would probably have the advantage here. Right here we went low ground, which is a good move, but the enemy did the exact same thing. It's kinda funny how both of them ended up going to the exact same spot 2 rounds in a row. Took that duel again, and as soon as the enemy went down to reload, because by now we know he's not pulling out his secondary, we pulled out our secondary and took a couple of shots to punish him. Honestly, smart play and smart repositioning by Void here. The Exogun duel wasn't really necessary. I would personally reload my AR and then dash up, but we still secured the 7th round. Match point, and we can already hear the enemy using the Scythe in front of us. That means he can only be on the wall next to the spawn, so we take our sweet time and pop up where he doesn't expect us, pre-firing and landing most of the shots. Honestly, huge damage here. We have a lot more HP, more advantage, so we dash up there and take the duel. We also forced the enemy to flick to us, and all we had to do was pre-fire because we already knew his position. Honestly, by watching and analyzing Void's gameplay, I feel like there's only so little to work on. We've got really good movement and aim, so we don't pop up from the same position all the time, and we know when to shoot and when to reposition. I feel like the thing Void is lacking is not game sense, but decision making. There's so many things we could have done differently, but we decided to take bad picks, even repeating them a few times throughout the game. So working on positioning, playing low ground, and hugging cover when low HP are the only things I would consider focusing on. Obviously, you practice other mechanics as you play, but these factors are what I feel like Void is not using or doing enough. So if most of you watching this video have a similar playstyle like Void, having good movement and aim, but still losing fights, focusing on the other factors I mentioned might be the right move for you. I want to thank Void for submitting the gameplay and letting me give feedback. I hope you guys learned something new. I hope you agree with the most of the stuff I talked about. And yeah, let me know what you think about Void's gameplay. Give some tips if you have. And I personally enjoyed watching and taking notes. But other than that, if you're not on my Discord server, what are you waiting for? Join in, submit your form, and have a chance of ending up in one of my videos. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next Rivals video.